Oh, don't be aggressive. Hey!
Hello, Internet! This is the IoT of everything.
The what?
The IoT platform.
What is that?
The Internet of Things. It's what people.
What is that?
It's what people say to confuse other people. That
it confused me.
Exactly.
This is the IoT of bad movies. Does that work?
No, it shouldn't work.
This is the ABCs of bad movies.
Hello. This is the ABC's Bad Movies with Alex and Jeff.
Hi.
We are here today to present to you the letter O.
Oh my God.
Oh.
The network still hasn't canceled us. Thank goodness.
Oh.
They haven't. They certainly can.
Yeah. All the networks. Every one of them. Every one of them is.
Every one's of them.
So, today, we're going to be watching a movie that starts with the letter O.
Mm-hmm.
Our genre, and I let you pick the genre.
I picked it.
You had two. You had a kind of cheesy B-roll comedy.
Yeah.
And we had a monster flick. And you went with the monster.
I chose monster immediately.
So today we're going to be watching. You know what? There's a lot of foreign films that start with the letter O. Not a whole bunch of.
Like that new one that came out in theaters, The Curse of La Llorona. It starts with O.
Yes, that one.
In Spanish.
Yeah.
Llorona. It's like possum. There's an O in front of it.
Sure.
Anyway.
So today we're gonna be watching Octaman.
That sounds fun.
It's kind of like the video game Octodad.
Okay, so it's gonna be a giant mess.
Yeah. Look at this guy.
Excellent. From the side, Michael Jackson over here. Mexican Jackson.
He's 100% had a nose job.
I don't think so. A lot of babies pop out looking like that.
Oh yeah, they are. Whoa! Get him! You just slapped him. It's Cthulhu tentacle. Oh! What a slap! What?
Yeah. There you go, folks.
Oh, he just stabbed him with his tentacle. How does nobody hear or see this guy?
You guys hear what sounds like an octopus? She's getting shocked all over the place. She kind of looks like Michael Jackson too. She actually looks like her eyeballs are painted on.
They do look fake.
This movie is disturbing in the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Look at this creepo coming out in his linen pants. This guy's gonna die a nice sexist death. Octopus in the water. Octopus in the water, bleeding. Oh.
That'll get him.
Oh!
Oh no, my octopus oil is flammable. I assume octopuses make oil.
By the way, they said this tiny little fire is gonna burn up all the oxygen.
Well, it's Mexico.
Their oxygen speaks a different language.
See.
Surprise, we have a guest.
There's a guest. He's late. Just get a little. There we go. Hi. This is called Octaman, and they just surrounded him in a ring of fire. Apparently, he doesn't like light, and he's out for vagina. So.
Is this a Japanese movie?
No.
Oh, there's a cave.
Michael
now?
Jackson is not dead. You can't say that. He's right there.
That does not look like Michael Jackson.
It's the nose.
Oh. Oh my god.
It's not actually Michael. Did you think it was actually Michael Jackson? Is that what he thought it was?
I believed you, man. I believed you.
I said it was Miguel Jackson. Simple as 1, 2, 3.
Oh man. Thank God no one watches this show live. Can cut this all out of the commentary too, and people will be like, "You skipped like 5 minutes." It was like for good reason. I'm not saying anyone's last names. I'm not going to say anyone's real first names anyway. Right, Jefe?
Si, señor.
Right, Jimson?
Alright.
Right, Kentucky Vanilla Barrel Cream?
That's my name for sure, yeah.
Well, when I came back out, all I saw was America's ass up on the screen. So he was getting away.
What?
Whoa!
They're going to open that door and the octopus is in the fucking RV.
He's like, finders keepers.
Yes! Yes!
He's like, surprise, motherfucker!
hitting your RV.
Oh shit! Whoa! Whoa! What is it doing?
Take me instead.
Shut up!
She fainted again. She fainted again. It was the 70s.
Whoa.
He's like,
Hitters.
babe.
That's what's on his mind.
I got one thing on my mind. 8 titters.
I see 8 of them.
Do you not have 8? Another 5 minutes of him falling down, and then the movie will be over.
This is painful to watch.
I need room silence. Yeah, or not. It doesn't really fucking matter. Very special night. It's the first time we have a guest on camera, on mic. And his name is...
Mitch.
Hi, Mitch. Nice to meet you.
Should have said something else.
You should have said your real name, which is Jimson.
I thought it was Dingus.
No.
Which is my fake name.
Dingus?
Yes. And Mitch.
Mitch Dingus.
AKA.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to use your last name.
Oh.
Sorry. Or is that your middle name?
Revealed.
Revealed is your middle name?
All you viewers, don't
The singular.
put me down.
All me, viewers. It's just me.
Hey, you wanna take?
So because we have a guest, our guest decided to be generous and brought the large group that's in the room tonight. Because we also have other guests that are off camera. That is, it's technically not the first time we've had parents on the show off camera, but we'll mention these ones because these ones speak English. It's my parents are here. So our special guest brought us some special drink. This is called Malort. It's from Chicago. You want to talk about it?
Well, it's the best tasting wormwood based liquor you could ever have.
Absolutely not
What's
true.
that?
Liquor is
it's
an
more of a
alcoholic beverage.
it's more of a taste. Have to find out.
Do you want a spoiler for it? Because I've had this before. Or, you know what? I say you just go in blind. Have fun.
I know we can't portray tastes over video, but
Oh,
just look
you'll
at-
be able
just
to
look
when
at the-
you see it on camera. You'll be able to see the taste.
Let's just
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Oh, God. It's like fucking dirt. It tastes like dirt.
You know what? Actually, that was better than the first time I had it. Oh, no.
Ooh, wait for the aftertaste. Wait for the aftertaste. Yep.
It tastes like dirt.
You have to.
Tastes like dirt. It tastes like dirt.
No, dirt is not accurate. Dirt is better.
I'll do one more. Oh, I was just handed it.
Who's from Chicago? My wine glass.
We just took a shot of Malort. That's a lot of fun. And we're going to talk about
Octaman.
Octaman.
With an A.
Yes.
Octaman.
Is it female?
No.
We don't know.
It's not Octowoman, but it is Octaman.
It's not Octo Woman.
Well, they used the A instead of the O in Spanish. That's female.
It was the origins of hentai.
Is it pronounced that?
Hentai?
Maybe? I don't know.
I think it's
I
hentai.
wouldn't know.
You know what's really upsetting about Octaman is I was expecting 10 tickles, but instead I got 10 dickles. Whatever. That's dumb too.
Cut it. Cut it.
I ain't cutting that. That's staying.
So,
Barnacles.
So we start with plot synopsis. That's the
well, yeah, I also
framework
think-
of our
I also
show,
think-
right?
Yeah, usually, but I think I want to change it up. So I asked this question, but I think to start, first off, on a scale of 0 to 10, what would you give this movie? 10 being like, honestly, the best movie you've ever watched. 0 being
So that includes
0
like
being you just didn't watch a movie.
so that includes good movies?
It includes. the
Or are
best-
we in the lens of bad movies?
No, we're in the lens of all movies, and then we'll do
probably
bad
at
movies.
9.5.
Oh my goodness. This man hasn't watched a single good movie in his life.
I think they're all good. I just appreciate the craft.
Oh my god.
3.5, actually.
I gave it a 1.
I don't think it's fair for me to judge it compared to real movies. Because this isn't a real movie. This
Are you
was
saying this wasn't a serious production?
this was liquid shit. Is what it was. And you can't compare that to a film because they're two different things. One is a film and one is excrement. So you can't do that.
So on the scale of 0 to 10 of bad movies.
Bad movies? This is a solid...
Wait.
Oh.
Specifically that we've watched on this show.
Oh, just on this show? That makes it tougher, but a good, like, 7 or 8.
What letter are you at right now?
Oh. Octaman,
Oh, so you haven't watched the worst movie of all time yet.
which is
P.
P. The old P.
I assume you're going to watch Party Monster.
Oh, that's going to get censored because that is what we're going to watch.
Oh. That would be the worst movie of all time.
Jeff, you got it spoiled for you. Sorry.
Thanks.
Oh, it's going to be super easy. I'm just going to not publish an episode for O. That'll be nice and easy. No O. Too many spoilers. Anyway, this is a bad movie's like a 7 or an 8 for sure. It's definitely above average. Because just no reason I liked it.
I would
This-
say of the movies we've watched, this is a 7.
So what are you giving me a face for? Because I said 7 or 8.
No, I was going to continue.
Qualifier, go.
No, he said of the shows that we've watched on the show.
Why for me a 7?
Yeah.
Because we've watched some really shitty movies.
Please list the one that you like the least, please.
Apartment 1303.
It was the worst one, and it was our pilot episode, and it was the worst one for sure. It was fucking awful.
Wow. There wasn't a third act to the movie. It just ended.
It just ended, yeah.
It just was.
I will say, this movie isn't, like, technically bad. It's like, but it's just boring.
This movie has an arc where you have an establishment and a rising action and a climax and then a denouement, which is nice.
Wow.
Would you like to say that again? Louder? Denouement? No, it's not a jacket that you wear in the 90s. It's not a denouement. Denouement. Resolution, falling action. And there is no vowel after it if it's just mot. Got it. Thank you.
I'd give it a 5 if it's on the spectrum of bad movies. It's an averagely bad movie, I would say.
So it should be in the
it's
middle of the road,
average.
right? It should be. I have nothing else to compare it to, so it's average.
All right, so well done. So we got a 7, a 7 or 8, and a 5.
Yeah.
Average score of 6.8.
That was really quick
Some
math.
fast
Good for
math.
you, yeah.
Are you a member of track math?
I'm a member of cross country math.
I don't think
Track math.
Well, that's just it just takes you longer to get there.
I don't
it's
think-
still pretty quick.
I don't think Jeff knows what track math
Is your kid fat and stupid?
That's the
track
pitch.
math?
So now we'll go into plot synopsis.
Oh, we're actually gonna do it. I thought you were just gonna try to skip over it.
Plot synopsis.
Wow.
That's for you later.
It's perfect. I love it.
All right, so I'll start. I'll go ahead and start. That's okay.
I don't remember the movie. I just remember I liked it.
So specifically because our guest only came in at the second third of the movie.
Okay, so we open up with a Mexican desert, and there's a bunch of baby octopuses that are
no.
dead.
No. Before that. We're introduced to the movie on narration.
Really?
And about how the whole purpose of, or what man has been doing the entire time, right? Has been searching for stuff and
To fuck
discovering
in the ocean. That's literally what's implied in the opening. It's like, man wants to bang.
No. It's
what he
to
says?
discover new things, right? But there's this one scientist who's looking for something else.
Something to fuck.
Wow.
So,
You know I need something.
you make me wanna fuck. Throw 8
Something
arms
to
up.
fuck. Whoa. Kings of Leon.
This is good material for the Bang Bros parody of this movie.
That's already been made, I promise you. I promise you there's been porn of a fish fucking a man. Or a man fucking a fish.
Yeah, what's his name? Dude from Lonely Island. What's his name?
Adam Sandberg.
Adam Sandberg. Already did that.
Andy Sandberg.
Andy Sandberg.
Adam
You're
Sandberg.
right. No, you're right.
Adam Sandberg is his brother.
When in the Like a Boss.
No.
Like a Boss.
Yeah. Fuck a fish.
Fuck the giant fish. Fuck his brains out. Met a giant fish. Fuck his brains out. That's what it is.
I don't fucking remember that shit.
That's pretty degenerate.
Agreed.
Like this movie.
So we're introduced with narration basically on science, and then it starts with I'm assuming, driving through the Mexican desert to go to a campsite, where we are introduced to our scientists who have found an odd octopus. It's mutated.
And the only odd thing about it, from the audience perspective, is that it's made of plastic, and it's a prop.
Oh.
But they're looking at it and they're like, it's clearly mutated.
It's
like,
green,
how
and
what do
it
you?
looks weird, and it makes a noise.
What makes it mutated? Because then it has monster vision from the little octopus's perspective,
This
and
is
it's
not
got
the Octaman.
no. It's a little rubber this big. It's probably about a foot long, and they're like, it's mutated. Nothing indicates that.
Well, it does have the cat eyes.
What?
It's got the vertical slit eyes, like a cat, not
But
like an octopus.
octopuses have eyes.
Yes, but not of that order.
Okay, so it's so.
Do you want the mic to be covering your face?
Yeah, I'm embarrassed.
So
And then they sort of pick it up. They pick one up and then they let it go, and it's clearly a rubber prop that's hooked on by a fishing hook, and someone's reeling it in from across the river, and it slowly gets dragged through the mud and goes into the water. You're like, goodbye. It's like the end of like any sort of like dolphin movie where it's like a dolphin has no tail, so they give it a fake tail.
Like that one dolphin movie?
You mean like the dolphin tail? Yeah, that's the one.
I thought it was Dolphin Flipper.
Mm-hmm.
It's Dolphin Flipper.
Dolphin flipper, yeah. So,
Dolphin dorsal fin.
but then they had the lady scientist who's I don't think is a scientist.
Does anyone have a name in this movie?
I don't remember anyone's
the answer
names.
is
There's
no.
no implication of names. Lady and the guy who looks like Mr. Fantastic from the Jessica Alba Fantastic Four. He's got like the pepper and salt hair.
You mean salt and pepper?
Oh,
That one.
Oregano?
the lead man.
Thyme?
Yeah, the main guy,
the
main
lead-
scientist.
the
We're gonna
lead
call him
man.
Mr. Fantastic from now on. Mr. Fantastic and woman leave.
Wonder Woman.
They say they're gonna go to town for
Whoa.
a day or 2 or 3 at the most, according to the woman, because she wants to get her nails did.
Because they
And-
just, they found something.
And the guy that they're with at the river where they're looking at these baby octopuses is like,
Octopi?
make sure you bring back plenty of tobacco
Tobacco
and plenty of matches. And he specified lots of matches. What's wrong?
I don't know. He keeps doing the hair thing.
Is this better?
It actually is.
Wow. You look British now.
Well, it's a real coincidence then, isn't it?
That was terrible.
So
Continue.
then they go off to town, and then they talk to another scientist where they dump another dead baby octopus into a fish tank, and it's a rubber toy.
And they're like, look!
It's a boat toy. It's like a bathtub toy for like a kid.
Where are they now? In the setting of this?
They're in the city.
Oh.
Back to
Talking to like a U.S. government official.
and he goes, oh, and they're like, we found that this has human cells, and he's like, you can't,
So they
whatever.
do have human cells.
yeah.
I don't care. And then he starts splashing his fingers in the water that this corpse octopus is in, and like rubbing his fingers. And I was waiting for him to suck his fingers. I wanted it so bad for him to just splash in this corpse water, be like,
Tastes like human
Calamari.
and octopus. So he basically convinces
yeah, please
them.
continue.
Basically convinces them, like, hey, we need to keep looking at this and investigating it. And they
Sanctioned
go,
by the U.S. government.
Yes. Meanwhile, Octaman comes out and kills some dude. The dude who was looking at the baby octopus and slicing him open. Because he's performing a random autopsy.
Makes
because
sense.
He's totally qualified, except he's not.
He's literally sitting in a tent, and he's like, I want to figure out if you're a boy or a girl. And he starts cutting open this baby octopus.
Yep. And so
It's okay.
Octaman
It's
comes
just
and,
the same prop.
and kills him and takes his baby octopus.
Octodad shows up. The Octaman shows up and beats this guy to death.
He's protecting his kid. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Beats him to death, and
Okay,
then
I'm on board. So far, I favor the Octa guy.
Yeah, so then our scientists and female come back,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, what the heck happened to this guy? And then 2 other random dudes come, and they're like, Senor, it was the mythical creature, the Octoman, or basically.
Right.
I'm like, all right, well then we have no proof of this, so let's find some proof of this. And somehow they find proof of this. I don't really remember how. I think they're like searching around in the swamp. And,
This is like proof.
Yeah.
Moment or something?
No, they see it.
They see
Well, the Octaman.
okay.
But
So
I
they
remember,
spot
I vaguely remember the woman going by the lake, and she's like kind of staring into the lake distantly, and that's where like we get this weird like like she can hear the Octaman, like it's speaking to her kind of. But every time it's like speaking to her, it gets interrupted because like some male protagonist comes and grabs her, is like, "Come with me."
Okay.
And so they're just kind of doing sciencey things at camp, and the Octaman just comes and harasses them and kills some more people.
Is it ever set up that the woman is like telepathic or something?
No, just that she can hear him.
All right.
That's set up, that she can hear him.
Hear him.
Hear whatever
Telepathic.
he's saying. Or,
Okay.
I wouldn't say telepathic, it sounds. And she like...
She speaks Octaman.
Sure.
Got it. Okay.
For whatever reason, he's sympathetic to her and she's sympathetic to him. Let's just say she knows how to work the tentacle.
Got it. What? Whoa!
It's a reference to a phallus.
Yes, it is.
Basically, Octaman is over here and just kind of randomly comes and surprise attacks people.
For no reason.
It shouldn't be surprise attacks, though, because he takes forever to get anywhere,
And they're looking in his general direction.
and they're always looking at him.
But I will say, it's supposed to be at night.
They do a lot of day for night. Do you know what day for night is?
No.
Do you know what day for night is?
Well, yes, clearly, this movie did all of day for night.
Yeah. So day for night for Mitch here is you shoot during the day, and you try to pretend that it's night by like putting a blue filter on your in front of your camera lens. Oh. And no one's ever fooled by it because it's clearly daylight, because they'll show shots of the sun. They're like, it's nighttime.
Well, that's just confusing.
It's not confusing. They're just trying to
Make
be
everything
consistent
happen.
where the scene's happening at night, but sometimes you can't afford your floodlights like they have in the shot that's here that we're looking at, where they have one floodlight on the scene. Sometimes you can't afford that floodlight, so you just shoot it during the day, and then you literally just put a piece of blue like wax paper over your camera lens, and you're like, it's nighttime.
Surprise!
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's called day for night. Anyway.
So Miguel Jackson comes out and is like, my grandma was killed by Octoman, and I have drawn a lot of pictures of it. Here are my kids' drawings.
And it's literally like children's drawings, like crayon of like an octopus man.
So the man is obsessed and
Yeah.
paranoid about this.
Is
Because
there
he killed his
any
grandma.
is there any Michael Jackson song related to being obsessed with something?
All I can think of is, Porqués entría,
It's funny.
Porqués entría.
Oh my god, Dad. He's dropping all our glasses.
Un ocho hombres for you in el noche. An 8-man comes for you in the night.
An 8-man.
An ocho hombre.
Roxanne by the Police.
Well, that's
I
definitely
was
not
trying.
Michael Jackson.
I was trying to do that. No, but I was thinking of it while.
Octoman!
Yeah. Octaman.
Why do your mouth not move at all?
Why are you doing like a accent on
I
it?
don't know. It's the vanilla cream.
Racist.
Are we still in plot synopsis?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sadly.
unfortunately we are.
Let's get back
Octoman. Wait. Octoman at night.
Oh.
They're searching for Octoman because
Daylight.
he's killed some people.
Yeah.
Octoman, meanwhile, just goes and kills the alligator.
There was a shot of him strangling a gator.
And,
Well, I
and
get
throwing
that.
it on the ground.
I get that because we gotta judge the power level of the Octaman, right?
Yeah,
Can
he-
beat a gator, can beat a man. There
he
you go.
lifted it up and threw it on the ground and was like, "You're my bitch."
Right. Okay. So we gotta gauge his power level right there. That's what they're doing.
It was also
So
odd that it was
9,000!
the only line that the Octoman had was "You're my bitch" after he body slammed an alligator.
Yeah,
He
he's
said
like,
that?
he's like, "I can't
Wow.
fuck you."
Yeah.
So
That's a
then,
good line.
while everybody's searching for him, one of the main dudes who's just kind of out here for money is alone at the RV, and Octaman comes and stalks him and injures him. Meanwhile, he injures him and then kills another random dude, basically. And Octaman gets injured by the injured dude because the injured dude shoots him. And Octaman goes back to the lake to heal.
Much more to this movie. It's really brought me down.
There's just a lot.
It really made me feel bad.
So we learned that he can be hurt and he can heal.
Yes. And then
He's not a fucking, like, mythical creature. He's a man in a suit that also has 4 tentacles attached to it.
6.
Well, I mean, if you say that, you're going to pull me out of the movie.
So
Look at that shot. Look
So
at that
then-
freeze frame that we have up there.
so
That is authentic
Octaman right there.
anatomy of an Octaman.
That is like the octopus back part. That's like a thing that
Every
octopuses have.
appendix looks like an authentic tentacle that are definitely not knees or any feet or anything.
No knees here. We're an octopus man.
So, for whatever reason, Miguel Jackson decides to follow Octaman into I just skipped so much of this movie.
I just
but
thought of
it's all the same.
thought of a really bad joke.
It's all the same. So Miguel Jackson follows Octaman into a cave, and then the rest of the party ends up joining him in the cave, and they're trapped in a cave.
Wait,
and then they
is
get
this-
out of the cave.
wait. You skipped.
I did.
You did skip a lot.
I did.
It's a shining moment here. You
ahead,
skipped
go
right
ahead.
over it.
Go ahead.
There's your mic. Oh no. Fix. Okay, it's back.
So what happened? Why did she say back?
Cause she wants him to
Well,
back
no,
up.
they captured him, right?
No.
I'm assuming there's not
They
two
captured
cave
him
scenes,
later.
Are there,
Oh, yeah.
are there
They
two
captured-
cave scenes?
No.
Do they capture him in the back scene?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, right before the back scene.
Oh yeah. So okay, I'm there. So
Okay.
Octaman is terrorizing the RV, and they end up kind of like luring him away from the RV, and they put a ring of fire around the Octaman to choke the oxygen from him, so he will pass out.
Oh God, it's so dumb.
Meanwhile,
It's so
flashing it
fucking
in
dumb.
the eye with a flashlight because that means it can't see.
Here's what we're gonna do to combat this weird Octaman. We're gonna turn a flashlight on and off in his eyeballs, and then we're gonna try to light a fire around him. What do you think?
Because they don't want to kill
It'll
him.
work.
They don't want to kill him. They want to study him.
Which is why they throw a net on him and then tranquilize him until Judgment Day. They just keep shooting him with a tranquilizer dart.
Aren't they in the woods though?
They're by a lake.
Isn't that,
There's no lakes and woods.
it's kind of ill-advised to light fire around the woods.
They're in the fucking desert. Did you watch this movie?
I don't know.
No, you came late.
I don't know.
The rain comes and revives him because the rain, just heals him.
I wanna know, have you ever seen Octaman?
Cut that.
Coming for you on a rainy day.
No, we're cutting that too.
That's staying.
Lost. Don't you bring Star Wars
So
into this.
Octaman gets revived by the rain and then goes and terrorizes everybody and gets injured. And, meanwhile, while terrorizing, the woman with her realized to the beast is like, what does she say?
That's very good. That sounds exactly like it's 1-to-1.
I auditioned for this, didn't get it though.
Jesus.
So she's like, back monster. And then the monster goes back.
The first thing I thought of was Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
So,
Back to the
Aurelia
plot
is back
synopsis.
in here because we need to get through with plot
Just like the
synopsis, damn it.
octopus.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we get distracted?
Yeah, so back happens. She's like, back. And he basically...
That actually reminds me of a movie. It's Abbott and
You
Costello.
can't, you can't even do that.
So Octaman retreats back into a cave where Miguel Jackson follows him, and the rest of the gang kind of follows him and tries to get a tree out of the way, but they don't actually get the tree out of the way. They just end up going in the cave.
What tree?
There was a tree in the middle of the RV's way, and they're like, oh, we need to move
I
this
don't
tree.
remember that at all.
This sequence
Was I in the
made
bathroom?
to show the intelligence of the Octaman. He
tree.
He felled a tree in the road so that it would direct them into the cave, where he then collapsed the cave on them
I got it.
to then get in the RV and surprise attack. We're safe.
Yeah, so they're in the cave, and then Miguel Jackson finds a way out, and then leads everybody out of the cave. Back to the RV, where, surprise, Octaman comes and smacks the shit out of everybody's face.
I'd like to do a little role-playing game real quick.
How does he open that door, though? You know, RVs have like those. You know, how did he do that with tentacles?
You stick your tiny tentacle part in, and then you grab it and you wrap around with your other tentacle and you pull it.
How does he?
Very easy answer. I had it
Octaman.
immediately.
It's,
But I'd like to do a little
does he
role-playing
have
game
hands under
here.
those tentacles?
Whenever you're done.
All right.
I'm shitting on our guest. Like, stop talking, stop doing the reason that I invited you here. I didn't invite you though, to be fair.
You did it.
I'd like to do
This is
From
really
the
lit.
Octaman.
I'd like to do you impersonating the Octaman as he's knocking down a tree and watching everyone run into a cave, and you're realizing that you can just get in the RV and like trick them all. I'd like you to do like a voice and like the mentality of the Octaman
Does
when that's happening. Go ahead, Jeff. That's for you, because I think it would be fun.
Look at these.
That's what the Octaman sounds like.
Look at these fucking idiots. A cave like I'm a fucking octopus. What am I going into a cave for? Fucking idiots.
Okay, is that it?
Look. They left their RV unlocked. Oh my god, what fucking idiots. Let me watch this. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna drink all their beer. Eat all their cans of beans. And then as soon as somebody opens the door, smack the shit out of them. Look at these idiots. Oh, here they come. They finally made it out of the cave. Oh my god. Watch this. Shh. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Boom. Shit out of that guy. Oh, okay, they have guns.
Oh, I died. That's a really great point that you made, that you mentioned beans, because there is a shot where they're driving in the RV and they're just moving cans of beans from one cabinet to the other, like while they're off-roading, and it's they're all like shaking and bouncing around, and they're just trying to move cans of beans. Octaman voice. You did see this part of the movie.
Well, does he even make a sound? Did he ever
No,
make any
he
sound?
kind of whistles. He kind of makes like a whistling, like a chirping noise.
I don't want to do an impression.
All right,
No, that'll be
so
terrible.
let's move on.
You're gonna lose the one viewer you have.
It's yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll lose him too.
He's just gonna get up and walk
He's
away.
gonna
Start yanking cords out. And okay, let's move on. I thought that was a funny idea, and apparently it did not work. So that won't get cut. I'm gonna keep it in.
So Octaman is harassing everyone and has the main scientist captive, and the girl is like, me.
Oh,
Me.
that's true.
Keep going. Keep going.
Me. Me.
So he takes her and leaves everyone else alone and starts walking back towards the lake. And meanwhile, she's like half conscious, half not conscious. Even though she hasn't been knocked out, she's just like. I think that for
She's
some
like
parts of
faded.
this, pretend to be unconscious. For other parts, pretend to be fighting back.
Yeah.
And then they just meshed it all together because they didn't know how to cut anything.
Yeah.
Clearly.
She can sense. She can basically kind of intrinsically communicate with the monster, the Octoman. Where it's her saying like back works, and then him being like, I want a book, and he's like, and she's like, let's go into these caves.
Well, yeah. Don't forget the breast shot.
So
he-
while
she's
he's
being
There's no need to be juvenile about this.
While she's being carried, he is just looking at that cleavage. And so while he's carrying her, well, before he got her in his arms, he like knocked everyone out. So he's carrying her back to the lake, and then everybody magically all of a sudden just comes and corrals him. And he's like, "Oh God, you're everywhere." And
All three of you.
she, while in his arms, whips out this pistol that apparently she had, and shoots him in the heart.
Shoots him in the heart. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love with an Octoman a bad name.
Oh, that was good. Keep that one. Keep that one.
So, lady gets out of the way, and everyone just starts just shooting the crap out, except for Miguel Jackson, because he has a knife, and he's like,
He stabbed in the air.
yeah, he's
There's monster vision shots where he sees like 5 of everyone, and then there's like smoke from the guns going off, and then it keeps turning, and then it's another person shooting him, and then it finally turns to Miguel Jackson, and he's just like, yeah,
What was Sancho doing with his hat in that scene? He was like, what was he doing?
He was like, look at the hat, look at the hat.
He was like,
he's so used to Toro, where it's like distract the bull. He's like, an octopus is much like a bull, but very much like a bovine, the 8-legged freak from the sea.
is he Italian?
I will.
No, he's from a different place.
What is
I
that?
will trick him.
So basically, Octaman gets shot, and he's like, then they all just watch him go into the lake.
And die.
And then, meanwhile, Miguel Jackson has whittled this fake Octaman out of wood and just throws the wooden Octaman
Was
in
it
the
like
lake.
a homage to him? Like
Yeah, I
a
guess so.
tribute or something?
Did you say homage?
At the end.
Homage.
That's
Yeah.
how you pronounce the word.
Homage.
And then it says, the end. Well, yeah, we
I half
don't
expected,
know.
honestly, a tentacle to come out of the water, symbolizing that it wasn't dead.
And, like, grab the...
Something, yeah.
The statue.
Like crush it,
Grab
you know?
the statue.
That'd have been cool. Just a big, just a middle finger.
It's the
It has
statue, right?
hands
And then
now.
the little face pops up where it has the suction face mouth, and it's just like shoves it down its mouth.
That was good. That's a good impression of
All right.
the Octaman.
Good job, guys. That was a good plot synopsis.
I could use another shot.
Of wormwood liquor.
Pencil shavings and vomit is not bad. I read an article where they had 10 sommeliers taste Malort. One of them liked it. 9 of them did not.
Was it the one that didn't have taste buds?
Malort, recommended by one of 10 sommeliers.
What better reason not to drink it, huh?
It'll put the wood in your worm.
Oh. You've said that before a bunch of times. You must have.
No, I just made that up.
Creative. And
that?
this is when I vomit. Here we go. Oh, that's good.
The first 2 seconds is not bad.
No, then the aftertaste.
But then it lingers.
That's weird. That tastes like dirt. I forgot what it tasted like.
Does it taste like the penis of a worm?
Worms eat dirt, and then out comes the other end comes like. You ever heard that song?
If
from
so,
Aquaman?
here's a philosophical question for you, and just straight biology. If a worm eats dirt and then shits, is it not shitting dirt?
No.
And isn't it not always constantly eating shit?
Let me tell you a brief history here. Let me tell you some science. And I learned
I'm
this
not
from
interested.
The
I have
band,
to use the bathroom.
The Aquabats. No. You're going to want to hear this.
You can scream it and I'll hear it.
He has to vomit.
I'll hear it. I got ears like a hawk.
No. This is needed.
Lay it on me. You know, and I really disagree with the choice of having it be Octaman. Should have been Octoman.
Obviously didn't know how to
They really fundamentally screwed this one up.
This is a brief history lesson here.
I'm intrigued. Oh my goodness.
Dirt comes from the worms.
Ah, now I see.
Oh yeah, I know that. It's very similar. It is very similar. Second season. Oh, right now? I already have a choice for Z, but I do know about that. No, it's not gonna be Sardoff. This is all getting cut. Is that better? You've got a lot of slack to work with.
The answer here is that worms make the dirt, and the dirt makes the earth. It's actually let's all hold hands and feel terrific. Food comes from dirt. It's scientific.
Yes, that is true.
I always thought dirt came from rocks.
It's a shame you're not next to a microphone right now to just show how foolish you are.
So, are we finally ready for the next part of the show?
Holy shit, this tastes really good when you're drunk already. I'm not a huge fan of Sam Adams Cherry Wheat, but this is really good when you're already drunk.
Do you have sound bits to transition to your new segments?
He sings.
Oh.
And I don't repeat them. It's always unique every episode.
Oh, okay. So on the fly.
No, it's the same words. He just sings them each time. He's got a voice like velvet.
What's the next segment?
What are we calling it?
Trivia is the next
now
one.
It's time for trivia.
You could come on. You could do better. Come on.
I'm trying to think. Let's get a tune. No, stop.
I was there. I was there for it.
For trivia.
I like that.
That's pretty good.
All right, so first article of order is the box office, the budget game.
This one's called the budget
we're
game,
gonna play
and now it's
higher-
my turn to sing. I'm not gonna sing. This one's called.
Oh, I get it. So you just guessed the budget.
We're gonna play whoever's closest. I think it's gonna be easiest. Whoever's closest.
No, Price is Right rules.
Whoever's closest.
Price is Right rules is how we play. We always do Price is Right
We
rules.
don't always.
We
because
literally always do. You just happen to forget that we agree to Price is Right rules every fucking week. It's every week we do Price is Right rules. Who edits this show?
Seems to be a topic of hot debate here. On the ABCs of bad movies.
It's Price is
Let's
Right rules.
let's tune in.
It's always do Price is Right rules. Just because we had an argument about who hosts the Price is Right doesn't mean
Let's explain Price's
Bob
Right
Barker?
rules to everyone then.
it is. Well, it was Bob Barker and then it was Drew Carey. But we're not going to talk
So
about
you
that.
doing Bob Barker rules or Drew Carey rules?
It's the same rules. It's the same game.
So it's the same.
That doesn't matter.
Closest without going over.
No one cares about
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Closest without going over.
Closest without going over.
Well, what do you get if you win?
You get a nice
Pride.
slap in the face.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
So,
This is easier.
let's get everyone's opinion here.
No, the closest is easier.
It is. I agree.
Yes, so shut up.
Fuck happened? Oh, I know.
We'll play closest without going over.
So Price is Right rules. Salty treats. Salty treats.
Huh.
You see.
Okay, so box office closest without
We're
going
not
over
betting actual
is
money.
the box office.
This went to the movie theater.
I'm sorry, not box office. Budget.
So, spoiler, it did not go to the theater.
Budget.
Budget. Do we want to just
Budget.
start with me so I can give a...
This is actually an estimated budget.
Let me get... We'll go clockwise so I can do a
Go ahead.
baseline.
And start.
$150,000. $150,000.
No, I was just saying in 1971, $20,000
It's
could be like $5 million now. I don't remember
$1971.
Exactual.
Yeah, the exactual is the word you were looking for sure. Exactually, yeah.
I'll go with $100,000.
Ooh. $101,000 is the next one.
Yeah,
800,000. Our next answer is what's the question?
What's the budget for this movie?
10,000. Very low baller over here. Very nice.
43.
What was
I can't
Paula's?
guess.
What was
Dollars?
Paula's? 75,000. I might have ruined this whole game by
think you
guessing so low.
I think you did.
I didn't. He knows, but
I know.
I was guessing really low, just because I assumed. Yeah,
I know.
like I think I might have ruined the game. I think I might have ruined the game. It's gotta be over $1 million, but I'm gonna stick to my guns. $150,000.
Really?
He can't keep track changes.
Okay. Time out. Time out.
We'll do a second round. We did a practice round. We'll do a second round. Oh, easy now. Let's try again.
Okay. Try again. Think of your own original answer. whatever you think this budget could be.
Okay. Everyone was very close to my guess, which was first, and I was very low.
Just think of your own, however, whatever this is.
You're gonna be 1,000 over, no idea.
3.2 million.
$150,000.
I don't know. $1 million.
I'd like to stick with 800,000.
10,000. And $3.1 million.
Okay, what is the correct answer here?
Correct answer. So, closest without
Going over. Just say the number.
The number is an estimated $250,000.
I win.
What the hell?
I win. Leave it to Alex to win another game of the budget game. And even if it wasn't closest without going over, I still would have won. This game is the hottest piece of contention every episode.
Wow.
We have this argument every time. And I always win anyway. So I win every fucking time.
So this next unusual guess is, out of the characters you saw,
Mm-hmm.
who do you think was top billed?
It's gotta be Miguel Jackson. No?
Oh, wait.
Alright, fine. I already said it, so I'm gonna just keep it.
Miguel
I'm gonna
Jackson.
hold it. Miguel.
Woman.
Mr. Fantastic.
The lead male character.
Mr. Fantastic. Oh, you guys have gotta be fucking wrong. You've gotta be.
Exactly, so I'm not going with the first two.
Ding, 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 ding.
Hey!
Woman?
She was top billed.
Wow.
Now I have a piece of.
I was going to say that, but I was like, I don't think so. I didn't
Wow.
know women are low.
And what was her name?
Good for you, woman.
Angeli.
Pierre?
And she was supposed
Pierre and name in the thing. Her name was Susan. No. Her actual name is Pierre Angeli.
so she's French.
Her name in the movie was Susan Lowry.
But
And she looked like a Susan for sure.
Susan.
supposed to be American in the movie?
She's, I don't know.
You can have a Mexican named
Wait,
Susan.
I do have a tragic. I have a sad piece of trivia.
Oh, no.
This is why this movie tanked.
Oh, no.
She, Pier Angeli, died of a drug overdose during shooting.
That would explain the dilated painted on eyes, because she was literally dead and they were carrying her corpse around, painting
During shooting?
her eyes on.
That explains 80 minutes.
Yeah, they ran
It's got to be 80 minutes. Yeah. You're totally right.
paid more than anyone else.
Top billing is not paid. Top billing is their name is comes first. Starring.
It is sad.
Yeah, especially because her career was skyrocketing at the time.
Well, that's
So-
morbid.
It's really
Well,
sad.
We'll go
It's
to
definitely
career skyrocketing.
definitely
Hold on.
fucking sad.
We'll go to career skyrocketing here. So, this was the very first film
I don't give a shit.
for apparently.
She died 50 fucking years ago. I don't fucking care that she's dead. It came out in 71. It's 50 years ago.
That is cold.
50 years ago.
I agree with
Got it.
Anyway,
So, this.
let's get some more
this-
sad trivia. Let's
hold
do
on,
it.
No, this is exciting trivia now.
Oh, who
This
died
was-
really cool, like on a roller coaster?
This is the very first film of legendary makeup/costume designer Rick Baker.
Legendary? What else did he do?
Who?
Rick Baker.
Rick Baker is a familiar name for sure.
Rick Baker.
He's
did
famous
all
for
the prosthetic makeup
Alien.
effects in The Exorcist.
Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. So he did move on. Good job.
He,
Waiting for Alien.
He also created the werewolf creature in, get this, Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Oh my god.
Goodness.
That's really fun.
And he's won an Academy Award.
So, actual dead actress?
It's
Or
unbelievable that that woman died.
Is she actually dead there? Or?
That's actually her corpse. That's her real corpse in the screenshot right there in the freeze frame.
He has won an Academy
Award.
He's won Academy Awards for Best Makeup in Men in Black, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
That was good makeup.
Those are pretty much
The cartoon?
The Jim Carrey one?
2000.
No, the cartoon
The
one.
Jim Carrey.
The one that was an animated.
There's no
Good
mon-
makeup.
there's
He did makeup in that one.
You did it.
animated makeup, I guess.
His
I don't
career
know, I guess
basically
you could
ended
do
in
that.
2017, but his last award was the Wolfman, 2010. He
Well, how about
also
that?
did makeup in the Planet of the Apes.
Which Planet of the Apes? The
2001.
remake? Oh, the bad one. The really bad
He
one.
Was involved in Star Wars, Batman Forever, 1995.
You know what? I'll forgive that because you got Batman Forever in there.
I feel like he's
Not Batman and Robin though. The one with the nipple costume. You remember the Batman with George Clooney where it shows his erect nipples in the suit?
Yeah,
I would love it if he has erect nipples in it. If he's super pale and he's got rock hard nips.
and he's glittering.
No, I don't want glitter because that's not very Batman. If he's just really pale, because I would assume a bat is pale because they never see the sun.
Oh, I do have a gross.
I would love it. I would love a RuPaul Batman. RuPaul's Batman. That would be a fucking movie.
No. Well, time out.
Well, Batman and Robin is basically the homoerotic Batman movie. That's the one.
Time out. We have another question. We have another great piece of trivia.
I want to talk about RuPaul's Batman.
No. This so quick fun fact. Apparently, this movie had a 40th anniversary that was actually shown in movie theaters.
How many people went? Is this a cult thing?
So there is a gross box office for this
Oh,
movie.
fuck me. It's got to be a ridiculous number. It's got to be a stupid
What
number.
is the gross box office? The actual gross box office. Closest without going over.
$1,000.
Hold
One.
on, time out. Just come up with your own guess. Come up with your own guess. Stick to your guns.
Let's all write them down.
Everybody else's answer, and then I can answer. 1.5 million.
That was what I was gonna say.
Go.
I am agreeing exactly with Paul.
Okay.
$1.5 million.
Go.
950,000.
Okay.
We're going in a clockwise order,
Go.
Mom.
That-
Shut up! Don't yell at your mom.
I'm not yelling at her. It's just so loud in here.
$10,000.
How much? How much?
$10,000.
$10,000. What the hell?
400,000.
I forget. 900. You said
I forget.
1.5 million.
Please say.
Closest without going. What did you?
Oh, you
I
already
the
know
answer.
it.
Closest without going over. I think it's you.
Oh.
No!
Are
At
you
$280,000.
Oh man.
Wow.
Those rules are stupid. Do you get it now?
It's literally the game that has been in existence for 50 years. If you know what game works? The one that works for 50 years, Grace. Like The Price is Right. I can't believe that we're gonna do this for the 13th time on this show. We're gonna argue about The Price is Right.
You're halfway through the alphabet?
This is an extremely accurate amount. The 200. It's 280,710 as of the 25th of April of this year.
Wow.
So we'll play one last thing of trivia of guessing.
I love
We'll
it.
go to our random comments. So
I love it.
Name one place where this film was shot. It can be generic. It can be specific. Arizona.
Oh, we're going clockwise, starting from the right of you.
Mhm.
Whatever Paula says.
Out of, like, Montana or the Midwest or something.
Tijuana.
I said Arizona.
Give me Louisiana, you son of a bitch.
Well, I don't know where these places are.
Do you want me to read them for you?
Google it.
Bronson Caves, Bronson Canyon. A specific address of 4730 Crystal Springs Drive.
It's a park in Los Angeles.
Los
It's
Angeles,
Griffiths Park.
That sounds like
It's all
In LA.
actually
All LA.
in
It's
LA.
it's all LA.
Wow, they did great set design. They did.
I love how aggressive. I love the aggressiveness. They did great set design.
It says LA. Wow.
It's LA. Griffiths Park. It's Griffiths Park.
LA.
Where was this movie first produced?
I would assume LA.
Or rather rather the country of origin of this movie?
L.A.
Japan.
Mexico. I didn't hear the question.
I don't know.
What the country?
You
of
just
origin?
skipped over me. I'm gonna say you also United.
What's the country of origin of this movie?
America.
Mexico.
Okay, well, whoever said Mexico is right.
Oh, god damn it.
Never change your Mexico.
That's never change your first guess.
Also USA.
Never.
But Mexico is
North
the
America.
first answer.
So I was right with Puerto Rico.
So I'm also right with the United States of America.
Yeah.
Okay, we all won.
You know what? We're tonight, Jeff. I'd like to say tonight we're all winners,
We are all winners.
except for Mitch, who is
Oh,
not,
no.
who refuses to touch me.
Mitch is the only Mitchell is the only
You're rather hairy.
Look at you, Pot.
Also
I'm
hairy.
Kettle,
He's like
and we also are both
Alright,
black.
Are you the
lied.
pot or are
Last
you the
game,
kettle?
let's try to guess what the score is on IMDb.
It's a solid 3.3.
3.2.
no, I'm going higher.
Do 3.4.
1 is hard to get.
3.2.
3.4.
So once again, Alex wins with the 3.3 closest, and I also didn't go over, so I didn't even need Price is Right
Is
rules.
there a segment where we take Alex down a peg?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna begin. It's time to begin. Random thoughts of the show. What did you think of the movie tonight?
I loved. If I could start,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Begin.
I really was expecting actual like the tentacles that weren't like hands in tentacle costume to start moving around when he got in the water, but they never show him in the water. They were gonna like do something, like with like strings, like puppeteering the other arms, where it's gonna make him like swim faster or something, and they never show him in the water ever, where he does anything, which I hated.
They could drop with a hut this.
John wanted to fuck Princess Leia. And who wouldn't want to? Once you dress her up in literal metal chain lingerie, that's sexy,
Who?
right?
Who?
You know?
What movie's that? I've never watched that before.
It's called Star Wars.
Storm Wars?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, Storm Wars.
It's a great film. It's got Bark Habbles.
Who?
Bark Habbles.
It's got D4Q.
Forrest Whitaker, yeah, he's in there too, yeah. Darius and Dord.
Darrison
Door.
Horde?
Darius and Dor.
Ferrison Horde? Ferrison Horde.
Ferris and Horde, because he's a whole fleet of zombies.
And Hark Mammal.
What just happened?
We're just gonna cut this.
Now it's time for random thoughts.
Oh, that was definitely a random thought.
It was. You know what? It'll stay. And I'm gonna credit it all to you,
Okay, so
Jeff.
first random thought. What the hell is up with the non-night shots?
Day for night?
Yeah, we talked about that, but you can go ahead.
We
and
did talk about
that.
day for night. Do you really want me to talk anymore?
Well, basically, I want to say that because of this film's lack of budget and lack of any knowledge of how to make a film, besides the fact that somebody probably figured out how to make the blue filter look like night, so they're like, oh, well, we'll just shoot everything during the day.
That's what day for night basically is. They find a blue filter.
They decided to film this all during the day. And it looks like shit. Do you have anything to add?
I would like to add that it doesn't look like shit. It looks like it's daytime, but they're shooting it for nighttime. That is a real. The screenshot that is shown is an actual nighttime shot, and it makes you question why. It makes you question why they don't just light that they had and just shoot it on people constantly for nighttime shots, and then you realize that a floodlight's probably difficult to make it work every time. So instead you put a piece of blue plastic over your camera, and then you go, it's nighttime.
Surprise!
Surprise, it's nighttime. And then that's your movie.
Well, I for one.
Hang on. There you go. That's for you.
Well, I for one think that we're supposed to believe that the Octaman is a sentient being because it reroutes the entire crew of scientists into a trap that it designs itself.
Did you call him a screw of scientists? Is that like a gaggle of geese? A screw of scientists?
Yes.
A murder of crows?
That's the wormwood speaking. Or slurring, rather.
I could certainly use another one. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God, my stomach can't take it. Oh, my God.
Thank you. And I will happily.
Well,
clean.
I mean, it's an interesting universe they've set up here, and I really hope they expand it, you know.
It came out in 1971, and they teased Octaman 2, Octababy, in 74, and then nothing ever came from it. So, you know how they made a Star Wars episode? What was it called? Revenge of the Jedi or something? Return of the Jedi, and that came out in like '83, and then they were like, we'll make another one, and then they teased it, and then it came out in 1999. You know, like 26 years later, or 16 years later, whatever, math, I don't know how to do that. In 16 years from 1971,
We're going to get Octaman Origins.
we're going to get Octaman 2.
Origins.
Yeah. So in
Yes.
7, look out for Octaman 2. I'm super excited for it.
Maybe it's like it, where it appears every, what is it, 26 years?
17 years? You would know this because you read Stephen King books. How often does it show up? That's 27 years. And in the book, the weird spider that shows up every 27 years. I think it's 27.
Do you think they couldn't flesh out the psychic connection thing because of the actress dying or something?
No.
Well,
That actually would explain why they were doing that.
this
Was because the character
this
died.
is going to be a question I was just about to ask is, what direction do you think the movie would have gone if they had their top billed female actress for the entirety of the filming?
I think it would have been way the same.
No, it seems like not the end of the third act, but like the first part of the third act is missing, right? Like it seems like the part in between where they leave the cave and the lake scene, there's missing like an entire thing. You know? Like where they would be like, "Oh, this is why he can connect with the woman." Or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm kind of blown away still that she's dead. And she died while shooting this masterpiece.
Doing
It's-
lines of
it's-
coke in LA. Any other random thoughts? I don't really have any. I just
It never gets better.
this movie was really bad.
Yeah, I think it was just boring, kind of boring.
Yeah. There's a lot of moments where
Could have done it in 10 minutes.
they had to pad the runtime because they didn't have a female lead to continue.
They stretched
the movie.
it out quite a bit. You could tell.
I'm gonna guess that
maybe-
she died during filming of the first act. Like I think they did
Maybe.
the ending. I think they did like the ending and the beginning, and then the entire middle.
Yeah, I didn't see the first part of this movie, so I mean, if the exposition wasn't there to set up something like that, then yeah, I could see them filming this out of order like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I want to see a sequel though, because why not?
Well, I think it's interesting the premise that they put up because I think somebody could make a sequel today. One about recycling and atomic waste in the water, or you could just do pollutants in the water. Really,
Dude, just slap it onto the Marvel universe. Boom.
yeah, done. Wakanda forever.
He's the next villain following Thanos. Octaman.
He came from our own planet. We never saw him coming.
Lurking in the depths.
One of the smartest sea creatures ever known to man now became a man.
He munched on irradiated, non-recycled waste.
While
going,
gaining
Alex.
trudging,
powers.
while trudging through the Louisiana Bayou,
Yes.
learning how to defeat the most notorious reptile predator, the American alligator.
Yes. And that'll introduce your new superhero,
Yeah.
Alligator Man.
Alligator Man is a fucking movie I would see, for sure. I would see Alligator Man.
What would be Alligator Man? Would it be the head of an alligator with the body of a man?
Coming in 3 weeks.
No, it's the body of an alligator and the head of a man. It's just a man. This is a man slithering along.
Yeah, you need the tail.
Octaman versus Swamp Thing.
I was waiting for a...
legendary battle of nastiness versus arms.
In a battle between Beepus and Sensitives. But really,
They both were created because of
Beepus.
pollution, weren't
They were both
Yes.
created because of pollution and a constant urge to jizz in a lake.
What?
These irradiated fish will find...
Have you lost some perspective? Yes, he has, obviously.
I lost perspective
Wait,
decades ago.
my random thought be that there was a shot where
You can have
definitely-
more than one random thought.
Look, there was a scene where Octaman was clearly in the position of taking a piss, and the camera just happened to look at him.
It was the actor pissing in the lake.
And
It was the actor pissing in the lake in the costume, which is the only time you see Octaman waist deep in the water.
Oh, I get it. They were setting up that he actually has a penis.
A Beepus.
Oh, sorry, we can't say that word on.
We prefer the word
On the
Beepus.
air.
I don't
We
know,
prefer
when
the
we
word
were
Beepus.
watching A Hard Ticket to Hawaii,
There were a
there
lot
was
of
a lot of
tits.
Who was in that?
A bunch of Playboy people were in her.
Oh.
It's on YouTube. You can watch it. There's titties and everything. It's fucking wild. If you don't want to pay $18.99 a month, check out Hard Ticket to Hawaii and just put it on loop.
Well, that sounds great.
You also get a cool like cop action film out of it.
and a sweet theme song.
Yeah, there is a theme song. They sing Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
It's really a Playboy ripoff of Top Gun.
I wouldn't say ripoff.
Is that the one with the bazooka?
Yes.
Yes, where they blow up
Ah.
the sex doll.
The only good scene in the movie?
Yeah, you know exactly
Don't
what we're
you
talking
mean the
about.
snake is amazing.
I don't
Lead
remember
up.
any part of that movie except for the
There's a
bazooka.
great
Except for the
irradiated snake.
the sex doll blowing up.
Irradiated? When was this movie made?
It's
Was it the 70s?
was it 1971? Anyway,
Any other random thoughts about this movie? About this movie?
we were this close to just talking about Hard Ticket to Hawaii. We were right there. It's a shame that we've already talked about it on this show, because that's our episode for H, which you've already listened to if you're listening to this right now.
Or if you haven't, feel free to go.
Go ahead and listen to the H one. That's a good one. Watch it on Twitch because the videos are saved and you get to see some titty. Pretty fun. You get to see some titty.
I think they are. I don't
I'm
remember
waiting
if
for
they
the
lost.
movie where it's just a full-on flaccid beep.
Why would that not be full on?
Giant flaccid beep.
What?
I will work on
Why?
that for the letter
Why?
Q.
Because
I
we
will
see
work on
so
that.
many titties all the time.
I'll work on that for the letter Q.
This is
It's not porn, it's art. It's art.
this is a polarizing subject.
You ever see Jackson Pollock wasn't a pornographer. He painted pictures of soup cans.
Are you for?
Would you call that pornography?
Are you for
soup
hash?
cans? No.
Obviously not. Of
Are-
course you wouldn't. Would you
Unless there
call
was
a movie where
pornography
it's a
on the
bunch of
soup
Playboy stars that are showing their tits everywhere and just running around and bouncing around? Would you call that pornography? No. You'd call it art. Thank you.
Are you for hashtag free the nipple?
No.
I don't think.
I can't stand them. They really bother me.
I don't think the terms "hard ticket to Hawaii" and art should be mentioned together at all.
You know what? I'll just stop talking.
Any other random thoughts about Octaman?
I saw like that last third of it, so no.
Why do you think the costume is so slender? Wouldn't an octopus have more?
Well, its head would be large.
Well,
The head is large.
very large. And what is that lump on its back?
That is the head.
That's
It's the head.
yeah,
It's
part
still
of its head.
attached to the head. It's still attached to the head.
I think the better question is why is there such an odd distribution of legs?
There isn't.
There is. There is. You have the first two where a normal man's arms would be. And then you have two that are clearly just solely used for walking on land. And are constantly bent at a 90-degree angle. Anal. No.
Oh, no. Derailing.
One of those old 90-degree anals.
No.
All right, let's be honest. Out of the man's...
Octamans.
Out of Octaman's hamstrings come more tentacles.
Octahams.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to put any weight on them.
I pulled my octahammy.
Well, he only carries with two...
They could have distributed the tentacles a little bit more
Evenly. Correct, right?
I think that's what they were going
I got
for.
a follow-on additional question to this. It's
Okay.
related. When did the Thing come out? Remember that movie?
John Carpenter's The Thing?
Yeah, the original.
That's got to be 80s. That's
Is it
late
after
80s.
this?
It's got to be late 80s. It's got to be like 86. 86.
was probably in the 80s.
Calling it right now. 86 with Kurt Russell. 86.
82. You guys are
Ah.
The original thing, though.
Kurt
The
Russell.
Thing,
Because I'm
82.
saying, like, I remember the
The
head.
original thing is earlier for sure.
Much earlier.
Did you?
They talk about the Kurt Russell and Keith
Talk
David.
about John Carpenter's thing?
God, I wish the mic caught it. I really wish it, and I hope it does because it was really quiet when you said it, and it might catch. And if it's there, if it's audible, I will put it in. I will even I will cut it in a way where it's its own separate track, and I will throw the gain up just so I can hear it, just so I can hear my dad talk about things.
Well, what I was gonna say is they did the tentacle thing pretty good.
In John Carpenter's The Thing.
Well, yeah, because the head, if you remember the scene, the guy's laying on he's dead. He's laying on like some sort of surface, and then his head just kind of removes itself.
Yeah.
And it just
Oh, it's a
tentacles
great
away.
movie. I love the movie. John Carpenter's The Thing.
I was gonna say if this movie was made similar time to that, they could have employed the same technology. But
They could have had all the dogs and the people screaming in Norwegian, spoiling the whole movie if you spoke Norwegian. Did you know that's an actual thing in The Thing?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like what?
In John Carpenter's The Thing, where it has Kurt Russell, where they're like in Antarctica, right?
Yeah.
82.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, they're like running over this like base is like all destroyed, and there's people running over and they're screaming in a foreign language, and then they get shot. The
What do they
people were
say?
screaming in Norwegian.
How do you know?
Looked it up on the internet. Because we have this thing that, like, no one would be spoiled back when it first came out because they didn't have internet.
Norwegian.
Or Norwegian, just in general. But they were screaming in Norwegian, they spoil the whole movie. They're like, the dogs aren't dogs, they're aliens, they're shapeshifters, like, don't, kill the dogs. And then they get shot. And the dogs are the ones who are the aliens, and then it all happens.
Well, it's not
So-
spoiling the movie. They're trying to warn them.
Well,
but
the
they don't
thing
speak
was,
Norwegian. That makes sense.
even with subtitles in the theaters, they were doing
Uh-oh.
in
Oh.
whatever language they were just putting in subtitles.
So the
It's like
subtitles spoil it.
screaming in Norwegian or whatever, but they didn't localize it for Norway. So people that were in Norway that watched the movie, they didn't change it. They didn't redub it in a different language other than Norwegian. So they were screaming in Norwegian. And they were like, and they spoiled the whole movie for every Norwegian
So the
speaking
plot was
person that watched it.
The plot was dependent on you
Not knowing
being able to
Norwegian,
understand whatever language they're saying.
Not knowing what Norwegian.
Sounds like an interesting fact about the movie. that
It
we
was a
didn't watch.
trivia.
If it's true.
Anyway, Jeff, you want to talk about this octopus fucking movie?
Well, I want to just move on because I think we're done with random thoughts here. We've been digressing.
That's
Quite
the
a
whole
lot.
point of our show.
Well, that's okay, but it's been a lot of digressing because we haven't really been talking about this movie.
Okay. Well, what do you want to talk about?
Let's
Well,
bring it back.
I want to reel it back here a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start with our guest.
Oh,
Would you, Mitch,
yes.
not Mitch,
No.
would you, not Mitch, recommend this movie, Octaman, from 1971? Would you recommend this movie for another view?
If you like inflicting self-harm, then yes. So if you're a sadist, watch this movie.
If you're a Satanist?
Sadist. Sadist?
A
Sadist?
sadist. Sadist is actually pretty fun. Oh, beans.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
Probably not.
Alex. Would you recommend this movie?
Yeah.
Why?
It was fun.
Ask yourself.
Jeff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
What a
I didn't realize.
fucking great co-host.
No, because normally Grace likes to yell at how much I talk. So for once.
All of the content is based around talking, though.
Jeff,
Yes.
would you recommend the film Octaman, 1971, directed by my boy Miguel? I don't know who directed this.
I will add to the unanimous vote of not recommending this movie.
I said yes.
It's a unanimous vote.
It's
of
not
not
unanimous. I said yes.
Majority.
I said yes.
Majority.
It's not unanimous.
I said no, yeah.
I said yes.
I'm changing it to majority.
I said yes.
You don't hold 2/3 vote.
You said unanimous.
And then I changed it to majority.
That's a lie.
It's on record.
I'm gonna just stop talking.
Finally.
So
My own
I would
mother.
Not recommend this
My
movie.
own mother said good when I said I'll stop talking.
I would not recommend this movie because they could never finish this movie because the lead actress died, and that's very sad. That we can never get a full vision of what Octaman could actually be. We never saw.
So
The
you're gonna
full
say, so
version.
you're gonna not recommend Episode 9 of Star Wars because Carrie Fisher's dead.
No,
You're
because
gonna
I
have
haven't
to.
seen that movie yet.
Well, you're gonna have to based on the laws that you established for yourself with this one.
No, there was no CGI in the 70s like that.
I'm not You know what I'm recommending? You know what I'm gonna recommend?
Do it.
I'm going to recommend that somebody go out, remake this film premise, and complete the story. Complete the story. And then
I'm
we'll
not.
have a
I'm not.
real
I'm.
Octaman.
I'm.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd be
not
a good segment.
opposed.
We
I'm
sketch
not
it out
opposed to
right now.
that. I'm not opposed to that at all. I actually approve of that.
I think we need a real
First idea. Let's get that gator rig involved. The one that was just sort of body slammed back into the
Okay,
water.
that's a good segment idea,
recast
actually.
that gator.
We get
What's your
Octoman.
ideal Octaman movie look like? You know what I'm saying?
It involves a lot more wrestling with a gator. I tell you that for sure.
So we're having.
If we're on the premise of the nuclear pollution, then I think that this Octaman needs to be in Godzilla universe.
Oh, so it's a giant.
You got Godzilla.
Should be a
You
giant.
got Mothra. You got Octoman.
You got King Ghidorah.
Dude, I think it should come from human origin. Like some kids playing in a lake, irradiated stuff floats up. But his gimmick is he assimilates other beings into himself, thus growing in size.
So he's the Blob, but a Godzilla Octoman.
Yeah, that would be cool. Because
The
basically,
Octaman.
The Blocktoman.
this is a brainstorming session. So he assimilates other beings into his own mass, thus becoming more massive.
And each being becomes another arm.
Another
Well, then
pod.
you can't add arms to Octaman, otherwise he's not Octaman.
Well,
So
Megapod.
he starts off as like a single tentacled Uniman.
it's just a dude.
He's
And then
a smarmy little,
he's just
little
he's a
squirmy
he's a worm.
phallus. He's a phallus of a creature
I think it should start with a hillbilly
with a
catching
banjo.
catching a catfish in an irradiated lake, and then he eats the catfish and then becomes part catfish.
That is actually fun, though.
Yeah, but what is
That's
his
fun.
motivation to kill? Then?
It's not. It's he's now a freak.
I was
And
thinking.
So he gets shunned from society, therefore becomes evil.
No,
He's
and
no.
then
I was thinking.
accidentally keeps assimilating creatures.
I was thinking
Accidentally.
more alien-esque, where he eats a irradiated catfish, and then a super catfish explodes out of his chest, but is also like a hillbilly, where it's like you know how like catfish have whiskers, right? It comes out and it's got whiskers, and it's also got a beard. It's like a redneck goatee on a catfish, and it goes, I'm a mutant catfish. But he does. Fish doesn't say that because it's a little too on the nose.
Listen, that was nonsense.
Yeah.
Octaman becomes some small, like, weak form of himself, assimilates other beings into himself, thus gaining intelligence and mass. Right?
And then
He's
fights Godzilla.
he's
And
snorting.
then eventually he gets so powerful that only Godzilla can stop him.
I don't want to incorporate Godzilla into
That's
this.
pretty good.
Though.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad. It's better than this.
Or instead of Godzilla, King Kong universe, where they
It's
fight
the-
over
it's
the
the
same
same
woman.
thing.
It's
It's
the
the same
same
thing.
universe.
It is the same movie.
Godzilla and King Kong are horny for the same
Boom.
slutty blonde.
It's a love triangle between two gigantic beasts and a female woman.
So,
And a
okay,
female woman. Yeah, that's
Can
a.
I go back to our new Octaman's origins?
Yeah.
Instead of by assimilating more creatures, he just like absorbs nuclear energy, which would follow in the Godzilla premise because they eat
Yeah.
like radiation.
That
And he
makes-
only
that is
eats live seafood that is
No. He
octopedal.
wouldn't do that because that's cannibalism. You don't eat your sea brethren.
So that's
You're-
the sharks. This has been
Oh.
the ABC's of Bad Movies with Alex Sheff and our special guest,
Not
not
Mitch.
Mitch. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you on our next letter. The stands for.
Peepus.
It stands for a movie that you will find out whatever we watch.
You're
I'll
gonna
find out
fucking
whatever we
hate it.
watch.
I know what it's gonna be,
Oh,
and
I
you're
do
gonna
too.
fucking hate it.
I do too.
He also knows what it is, and you're gonna be real
Bye.
pissed.
Have a beautiful time.
Go fuck yourself.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Adios.
Oh, my stomach's on fire because of the.
Stomach's on fire.
I can't feel a goddamn thing. If I can be totally honest.
He will.
I'm going.
He's going at 6:30.
That was quite a production.